I'm Ed. I'm Nancy's husband and caregiver.
I'm Nancy. I'm Ed's wife, and I've had myelofibrosis for 40 years.
Nancy and I met at work in 1983. She asked me out.
And we both knew right then that this is the one.
Nancy grew up in Tucson, Arizona. It's quiet and the light is beautiful. I love going out and hiking, taking pictures. I enjoy playing basketball, and both of us have been researching our family histories.
We love the desert. It's very relaxing. It feels like home to both of us. And I'm really looking forward to spending many, many more years here.
Nancy was diagnosed before we met. She told me pretty early in the relationship.
I wanted Ed to understand what he was getting into. We went in to the doctor and he explained that I might have 3 to 5 years.
I just thought, we were in love. We wanted to be together for as long as she was here. In the beginning, the diagnosis didn't affect our lives very much. For 20 years, she lived mostly a very normal life. There came a point about 20 years after we'd been together, she had a lot of pain, bone pain. She just had a lot of fatigue and wasn't able to keep up and had to stop working. At that stage, I became more of a caretaker. It probably took another 10 years before it really reached a point where it was harder for her to take care of herself. And at that point, I quit working full-time to care for her better. That wasn't a difficult decision for me because she was what was most important in my life.
Ed has been such a wonderful caregiver because he is very kind, thoughtful, very reliable, and strong, and a good cook. And I know I can just fall back knowing that everything is going to be taken care of well for me.
So, Ed, I'd like to hear from your perspective as a board member, what you feel our role can be or should be in the study of something like MPN disease progression.
Well, I think we're in a unique position to bring together the scientific community to work on this.
On top of taking care of me, Ed has been involved as a board member for the MPN Research Foundation, and he loves that he can give to the community and encourage research, encourage doctors to be able to get more involved in MPNs to find a cure.
It was exciting to me, and I wanted to be involved because I wanted to help Nancy. So Nancy received the stem cell transplant in September of 2021. It was clear the disease was progressing and that it would be more risky to not do a transplant than to do a transplant. CaringBridge was very helpful to me during the period of the transplant. CaringBridge is a site specifically for people who are caregivers or patients in an acute medical situation. On CaringBridge, I posted a pretty detailed daily update of how Nancy was doing, what was going on medically, how she was feeling, how she was coping with it. The last time I looked, there were over 8,000 visits to her CaringBridge site. So there were just a lot of people who wanted to know how she was doing. Now Nancy has been 100% donor for 12 months, and she is cancer-free. It's great. We're both so excited. We say it to each other many times every day. Hey, you don't have myelofibrosis anymore. And, I can look at her and say, hey, maybe you could do that laundry.